Hi, I'm Roger, and welcome to my very first video tutorial. Now I will be creating the 11 ball video arcade game, and to do this I'll be using Visual Basic from the Visual Studio 2017, the community version, for all the coding. I'll be using GIMP to create the graphics objects, and I will be using Audacity for the sound files. Now all of these apps or programs can be downloaded free and used free of charge. There's plenty of videos out there and tutorials explaining how to do that, so I am not going to go into that right now. I am assuming that you have some experience programming in Visual Basic, but if you're a newbie like me, everything should be fine. I will try to explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Now before we begin programming, we need to kind of see what the game is all about, how it's played, all the little ins and outs and everything. And fortunately for me, I found a couple of videos on YouTube that does just that. Now I'm going to play a part of the first one, and then the second one I took screenshots of it, and that way we can kind of slow it down and go into more detail about what's going on. So let me go ahead and start playing the very first video. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Second video. There we go. Start playing that and let him explain everything to you.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to another MegaTouch gameplay video, and I'm going to go into puzzles today. Let's do 11 ball. Now, 11 ball is basically it's basically the same as like Lucky 11s, where you're trying to make 11. Basically, it's just pool ball. So it's very similar. It's pretty much the same game. There's a lot of clones, so to speak. But yeah, let's give this one a whirl. I like a lot of games like this. All right, so we're just trying to make 11, and if we can't, then we just hit next. So, all right, let's see here. Nothing here. There we go. Nada. And you can only hit the ones in the foreground, so that's why I'm skipping on a lot of these. And you can do as many combinations as you want. Oh, no. Okay. And obviously you want to try to clear the whole stage, but that's usually pretty difficult to do. Oops. And I'm out, so I gotta take a score.
Okay, so you kind of see how the game's played. It's actually pretty fun and can be quite addicting for some people. So let's kind of go over what we saw. Okay, initially 22 balls were thrown on the table, not counting this. This is called the rack ball. But there was 22 balls thrown on the table, and then 30 were put into the rack, and this is the topmost ball out of the rack. Now when the screen first shows up, you have a little instructions telling you how the game's played. You see these are your timer balls or timer lights, and they count down, and when they run out, the game's, at least the round, is over with. This is what round it is. Over here is where the player number is. You see the score is set to 0. I call this the 11 counts. It's how many 11s you made. Right now it's set to 0. Now I don't think the timer starts working until you actually touch the screen. Once you touch the screen, the timer will start working. Now I believe I already said this, but I don't have touchscreen, so I'm going to be using the mouse point and click method. So I'm going to have to give a little bit more time on the timer section. So anyways, once he touches the screen, the game starts playing. Now, you see what this was already after it made 111, but you can see that when you pick a ball, you get a little indicator showing up showing you picked the ball. And right here on the where you put the pool ball, or I don't know what you call it, the little spot, it shows the value of the ball. That's a 3. Now when you click the 11, the 8, that'll be 11, so it'll go there. You can see it was selected, you can see it was counted to 11, and then you're going to get points for it. You see right now you got 400 for that one and 400 for that one, and they will disappear. And you see the rack count went down to 27 balls because you used one. Your points went up to 800, and you got another 11. Now, so now as far as the value there, let me go back. See, that one's worth 400, and the reason it's worth 400 because it's in the 4th row. See, that's row 6, row 5, row 4, and then 3, 2, 1. Now, when it puts the balls out, it goes from high to low. But I'm just going to say there's ball 1, ball 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then the rack. So anyways, that ball is in the 400 row, so it's worth 400, but they gave you 400 for that one. Now, on this one, they gave you 100. And that one's worth 100 because it's in row 100. But now that one's 100. Now when you get some up there on the screen itself, they're where they're at. That's a 300 row, and that's a 500 row. But it kind of makes you wonder what this value would be if you had more than one ball picked, and we have a picture here showing that. We have a 400 ball picked, a 200 ball, and a 100, and it is only worth 100. So it's looking like the rack ball is going to be equal in points to the lowest ball selected on the table. And we have another one right here. You got a 400 and a 500, and it's only worth 400. So that seems to be the rule. But if you were watching the video, you notice the score would go up and go down. That's because when you throw a ball back on the table, like right here, we have the rack ball. We can't do anything here with any of the balls on the table. So, and we can't use the 1, so we're going to have to throw the 1 into the empty spot. So when we do that, whoops, we lose 400 points. And that's because it's going into the 400 spot, the 400 point spot. And you see the count went down, and the ball went in that location. It was 27, now it's 26. And in this case, the next rack ball also happened to be a 1. Okay, here we got the same thing. We can't do anything with what's showing. And like you said earlier, we can't do anything back here because these balls are covered. The only ball we could use would be this one, and this one, and this one. Since we can't make it 11 or anything close to it, well, we have to make 11. We're going to have to throw this ball away and get another ball. Now it could go here, or it could go here. It's going to put it in the ball value spot that's the highest. But like I said earlier, when I counted them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on location, I'm calling those a table location, it's going to go in the lowest spot, but that will also be in the highest value. In this case, it's going to be 400 ball value. So you see, yep, he threw it up there and he took 400 away and threw a 7 out there. And now we're on the one, we're going to clear the table. We got 2 balls in the rack. This is the topmost ball. And we're using that, and we got points. Now the balls disappear. The rack ball count goes down to 1. And you notice now we have 21 total 11s. But basically the table is cleared. You cleared the table, that's the end of the round. You get a 10,000 point bonus for it. You can look up here, 12-6. and he gets awarded. So it went to 22.6. And then you're going to get your speed bonus. Each one of these little lights or balls are worth points. It's going to count down and give you the points for it and tell you it. And then it's going to give you how many balls are left in the rack. It's going to give you points for that. In this case, 1,000 for one. And it's going to give you 1,000 points for every combination of 21s you had, which you had 21 of them. So it should be another 21,000 points. Okay, and then when we start round 2, everything's cleared off the table. Everything's clear. It shows you the round number there. It tells you it's round 2, and telling you you get a bonus at 80,000 points. There's only 2 racks or 2 rounds per game unless you get 80,000 or more points. So let's see. Now the balls come out just like before. The rack filled. Everything's still set. Timer got reset. Now we're near the end of this round, and you can see he only has 1 ball left in the rack, and there's no combination he can use whatsoever. Now he could throw the ball away, but there's nothing there to replace it, and you would lose points. In this case, it would be 500 points. But you don't want to lose that. You want to keep what you got, so you might as well take your score. The only way a round can end is either to run out of time, take score, or clear the table. And you see, he picked take time. The indicator changed colors, and you see he got his rack bonus. I mean, not his rack bonus, I'm sorry, his speed bonus he got. He's not going to get any bonus for the rack because he didn't clear the table. He's not going to get the 10,000 for clearing the table, but he will get the 11 count. And you got that, and now the round is over with. And normally the game would just be over right now, but in this case, you can see he has 78,000, which is not enough for a bonus round, but it is higher than the high score, so the player gets to put his name up on lights. It says winner, and it goes to a screen where you can enter your name for high scores. And that's basically it. Now to recap, like I said, you start off with 52 balls, almost like a deck of cards, and you shuffle them, and you throw 22 on the table, put 30 in the rack, you clear the screen, you show the instructions. Okay, and then when you're playing the game, you know, the balls rotate through the rack unless you can go on the table. You try to get 11s. You get points for 11. The 11 counts go up. You lose points for using the ball. You get 10 when you clear the table. You get a 10,000 bonus. And like I said once before, the only way to end the round is take score, run out of time, or clear the table. And if you get 80,000 points or more, you get a bonus round. So that's basically the game. Now, in the next part, we're going to be doing graphics, because we really can't start programming until we get some graphics drawn. So I'll see you then when we start working with GIMP and making our pool table and maybe start making our balls. Have a good day.